on SUTV, we'll fill you in on the new Captain Marvel trailer.
And later we'll let you know about the incident on BYU campus. Stay tuned. Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Race Knutson.
And I'm Cairo Cook.
Marvel fans can rejoice once again as the major motion picture studio has released a new trailer for the upcoming movie Captain Marvel. The trailer is the second for the movie, which is set to be released on March 9th, 2019, only 2 months before the fourth Avengers movie is set to be released. Although the release date is shortly before the rematch with Thanos, Captain Marvel will take place in the 1990s and will be the first major Marvel superhero movie with a lead female role. After Captain Marvel releases in March, fans can expect the fourth Avengers movie and a second Spider-Man movie to be released within the coming months.
The Student Programming Board held their semi-annual bingo night on Friday. Students came dressed in ugly sweaters to compete for various prizes, including SU swag, camping gear, flat screen TV, and the grand prize of 2 tickets to Disneyland in California. There were 9 rounds of students had a chance to win the prizes. They also held an ugly sweater contest.
Bingo to hang out with my friends and have fun, just get away from finals, basically.
Have you been to bingo before?
I haven't. This is the first time I've been to bingo.
And you've had a lot of fun?
Yes, I'm having so much fun right now, even though I'm losing.
Okay.
It's okay.
Utah passed a law to legalize medical marijuana, but not the one approved by the voters in the recent election. The Utah Medical Cannabis Act, designed as a replacement for voter-approved Proposition 2. Votes in both chambers largely broke down on party lines, with Democrats arguing that the legislature should not ballot the initiative in last month's election. Coming up, we'll let you know about the death of former President George H.W. Bush.
Don't go anywhere.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
As November drew to a close Friday night, so did the life of one of America's former presidents, George H.W. Bush. The nation's 41st president, the elder Bush, died November 30th in his home in Houston, Texas. President Donald Trump ordered flags to be flown at half-mast for 30 days and designated Wednesday, December 5th, the day of Bush's funeral, as the National Day of Mourning. Bush's body has been lying in state for the past 3 days in the Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C. for public observance. The funeral service will be held at Washington National Cathedral Wednesday morning following the procession from the Capitol. Bush's casket will then make its way back to Texas to be buried at Bush's Presidential Library in College State. George H.W. Bush lived longest out of any of former presidents at his time of death at 94.
The Tanner Building on the campus of Brigham Young University has reopened today after police say a student attempted to commit suicide by jumping off the 4th floor atrium. Shortly before 9 a.m., campus police received a call that a woman had jumped off the Tanner Building, a heavily student traffic area on the BYU campus. Police arrived and took the woman to the hospital, where she has remained in critical condition. After the incident, police closed the building and canceled classes within the building for the rest of the day to continue their investigation. While this incident occurred in Provo, it's important to remember that this can happen to anyone. If you or anyone you know are having a hard time, please call 435-865-8621 or visit the SUU Counseling and Psychological Services.
The St. George Police Department are warning residents to take a second look at any $100 bills they may receive. In a tweet on Monday, the department stated they've received multiple reports from residences about receiving $100 bills with very distinctive Chinese symbols. According to the police, the bills are, quote, not real currency. Anyone who receives a similar bill is asked to call the police dispatch at 435-627-4300.
The Cedar City Fire Department held a training exercise late Friday night. In mid-November, members of the Cedar City Council decided to replace the building located in the Bicentennial Park and construct a new concession stand and make additional improvements to the park. The fire department used this as an opportunity to train firefighters and reduce the amount of demolition. The fire marshal altered dispatch so 911 operators could relay information to those who called.
If you didn't enjoy the fall season as much as you wanted, our reporter Zach Adams has a highlight on what you missed out on.
Here in Cedar City, it has a lot more to offer than you would think. During the fall season, there are a handful of fun events that you can do with your friends and family. Everything you can do is up to your own imagination. To start off, you can always go to the local pumpkin patch. It is full of family-friendly activities.
Alright, this is the Robinson Family Pumpkin Patch. We're down here on Industrial Road, and we've been going on for 6 years. This is our 6th year this year. We got a horse ride going for the kids. You can take your family out to the pumpkin patch. You can grab a wagon. Our pumpkins are 25 cents a pound, and we also have white ones for 35 cents a pound.
Not only the pumpkin patch, you can also visit several locations around the city. This includes driving up the canyon and hanging out at Woods Ranch Park. You could fish the pond at the park or hike up Coal Creek. Cedar City always has a water reservoir called the Lake on the Hill that you can visit. I interviewed a local student of SUU.
One of my favorite things to do up here is to come up to the res, enjoy the nice breeze and the calming waters.
To end with, you can always go to my favorite place in Cedar City called Park Discovery. It's the park you always wanted as a kid but never had till you were an adult. It has a rocket ship. There are also swings and monkey bars. Well, I hope you guys all enjoy your fall and Thanksgiving break. This has been Zach Adams from SUTVNews. Have a great day.
Well, that was wonderful, and you know, fall is obviously kind of behind us now. We're moving on to winter, but there's still lots of winter things to do in Cedar City. I don't know if you're like a snowboarder or skier. Do you like going up to Bryan Head?
I ski. I'm a skier.
Okay.
Big time skier. I didn't get a Bryan Head pass this year, but my little brothers did. So
I see. Well, see, my fiance works at Bryan Head, so she gets a free season pass. But I don't ski or snowboard, so there's a little bit of a conflict there because I don't like being out in the winter. And speaking of being out in the winter weather, how's it looking over there, Zach?
Well, I'll let you guys know. Don't go anywhere. Stick around and stay tuned.
I'm hungry. I can't see the board.
Good morning, class. Everyone ready to learn today?
Of course they aren't ready. Across America, health barriers keep millions of disadvantaged school children from learning. Children's Health Fund is working to remove those barriers. But to really change the odds for these kids, we need your help. To find out how you can give every child a chance to be healthy and ready to learn, visit childrenshealthfund.org today.
Life is made of moments. Family. A drunk driver could take it all away. Keep your family safe on the road, because after all, nothing is more beautiful. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Keep your family safe.
Welcome to the news. I haven't seen you guys for a while. I've been gone. I've just been hanging out, having fun. Hope I didn't scare you too bad. First off, starting off in Cedar City, it is mostly cloudy with 29 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a great time to go, like, get a movie, get some hot chocolate, stay at home in your Snuggie, you know, get some earmuffs, cuddle up, bundle up, do whatever you gotta do to stay warm. There's 0% of precipitation, which means, you know, pretty cool outside. Humidity is about 64 degrees with the wind at 3 miles per hour. That means that it is going to be almost a good day to fly a kite. Maybe not today, but sometime during this week, you'll be able to have a great time going out there and enjoying the weather. As you can see in Utah, all over Utah, there is Salt Lake. It's 45 degrees where I'm from. We were on Monday. It was snowing. It's nice up there, nice and cold. You know, a little chilly, but doable. In Provo, it's about 48. Drove through, not so much snow, but there's a lot of ice. So if you plan on going up there, watch out for that black ice. It will get you. Richfield, 49 degrees. 49 degrees. It is chilly and gonna be warm at the same time. The wind always hits hard, keeps it cold. In Cedar City again, 29 degrees. Again, it's gonna be cold, windy. Bundle up, we're in the windy city. Actually, throughout the week on Tuesday, it's gonna be 30 degrees, sunny, cloudy, you know, all the good stuff. 17 degrees as a low. Wednesday, it's gonna be cloudy all day, basically, you know, a little bit of a forecast, so still just watch out for that. Put on your jacket, put on a scarf, do whatever you gotta do. Ear muffs, earbuds, I don't know. You live your life. 41 degrees as the high, 25 as the low. Thursday, which is in a couple days, it's supposed to snow then. So be ready for that. Be ready for the snow. Be ready to have those nice little showers, you know. Go build a snowman, make a snow angel, or just enjoy some friendships inside and watch, I don't know, Looney Tunes or something. It's always good. Friday, not much going on. Again, it's going to be 39 degrees, 20 as a low, sunny, cloudy, all the good stuff. And Saturday, it's going to be the high, one of the nicest days of the week, 40 degrees. But that's all I got for you guys today. Back to you at the desk.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. You know, we got a little bit of snow here in Cedar City this past weekend. Were you excited about that?
I was not, because I had to get up at 3 in the morning to go plow campus. I had to shovel off all the sidewalks and everything. So
see, you had to get up so much earlier, because I would just get up at 5:30 when I was doing custodial stuff. But we didn't do the majority of like the heavy lifting. We would just do like the little entrances to the buildings. So we just saw the walks and stuff like that. So that sounds like a lot of fun, being up early in the morning, all your winter weather gear on.
It was rough because we had to get up early enough, because there are some professors and students that come to campus at 6 a.m.
Oh yes.
And so we have to get everything done by 6 a.m. And
Absolutely.
so that's what's ended up being the tough part about
being
that.
Such fun. It was fun. We went up on the 1st and actually cut down a Christmas tree with our group of roommates, and there was quite a bit more snow up in, obviously up in Cedar Canyon, you know, up towards Cedar Breaks. Probably about almost a foot of snow up there, whereas we only got about 4 inches here in the valley. But any snow is too much snow for this anchor right here.
My family actually got one from up in Idaho and brought it all the way down here.
Brought it all the way down from Idaho?
Yep.
Well, that's quite a journey. Well, thanks for telling the weather, Zach. Here's a quick look at what's coming up next in sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we have the birth of an SUU superfan. Don't go anywhere.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed our own.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Suicide touches the lives of many Americans. You may know someone who's attempted suicide or someone who died from it. Perhaps even you have had thoughts of suicide. For every American who dies from suicide, many others attempt it, and even more may consider taking their own life. I need your help. Please call the number on your screen to learn how you can help prevent suicide.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. My name is Cade Higby. Coming off of a tough road loss to the UNLV Rebels, the Thunderbirds were looking to get back on track when they hosted the Seahawks of San Diego Christian College last Thursday. After the starting lineup came out a little sluggish, head coach Todd Simon put in a new lineup looking for a spark. As it turned out, that spark was freshman guard Kenton Eskridge. Eskridge would hit his first 6 shots of the game, helping the T-Birds to get a 23-11 lead. From there, it was all Thunderbirds. Jacob Calloway ended up being the leading scorer for SUU, hitting a new career high of 20 points on 4 of 5 from downtown. Mason Fawcett came off the bench and recorded a double-double, scoring 12 points and grabbing 14 boards for the T-Birds. With a little help from senior guard Brandon Better, SUU would cruise to an 11-64 win. After the game, head coach Todd Simon praised the depth and the patience of his team.
I mean, we just have so many guys, and you feel bad in some of these games where we got guys that probably in the very recent history would be starter caliber guys here that didn't get in games. And, you know, now that we're going to need everybody. This thing's a marathon, and, you know, just the simple fact that we can get everybody solid reps and minutes and all that good stuff tonight was very good. It's not like there's any drop off. In fact, tonight it picked up with that group, and that's what you want. And we'll be able to count on them throughout this year.
With the basketball season well underway, SUU is buzzing about their newest superfan. Our reporter Jaden Lamphere has the story.
Over the past 17 years, SUU basketball hasn't had much attendance at their games. In 2017, they had an average of just less than 2,000 people. A big part of attendance is the student section. Some notable student sections are the Herd of Utah State, who had Wild Bill, and the Cameron Crazies, who had Speedo Guy.
Student sections are very, very underrated, especially here at Southern Utah, where we historically haven't had a great student section for our basketball team, but they make all the difference in the world.
Now SU is looking to join the ranks with their new superfan called
Big Thunder, baby! Woo!
Big Thunder just...
And at home, that Big Thunder guy down there.
Yes,
Shout out to
Big Thunder, man. Shout out.
Big Thunder has gotten the attention of many people in SU athletics, including both the men's and women's basketball coaches, and even the gymnastics coaches.
I mean, if I had a game ball, I'd go give it to him, just because it impacts the arena, and that gets people going, you know. And that's the fun part of a college environment is when the students start having fun and supporting and really making it their own. They impacted the game.
One of the things that the school has been missing in the last few years is kind of like a leader for the student section. There's always those students that will show up once or twice, or they'll come to a handful of games, but they don't come to every single game. And so that momentum they may build, or that excitement they may bring to the stadium, just kind of disappears after that first or second game. Big Thunder has the potential to be that person that everyone rallies around.
To see more of Big Thunder, go to the basketball home games or follow him on Twitter at RealBigThunder. For SUTV News, this is Jaden Lamphere.
That is absolutely wonderful. Definitely big fan of Big Thunder. I think it goes without saying that he is the hero that we need and we don't deserve. But anyway, heading over to the women's. The SU women's basketball team returned home looking for their second in-state win this afternoon as they hosted UVU. The Lady T-Birds got off to a rough start as UVU's Jordan Holland made a three-point play to put them up 17-16 midway through the second period. Josie Williams' three extended UVU's lead to 29-24, and Alexis Cortez and Vae Malufau helped stretch the lead to 50-39 late in the third period. However, SU finally got going as Harley Hansen's layup brought the lead down to 50-41. She would finish the team with a team high of 21 points. Bree Reed converted on the fast break, then Rebecca Cardenas hit it up from the outside. She would score 16 in the game. SU would complete a thrilling comeback and hold on for a 60-59 victory. SU now moves to 3-4 on the season. Now over to football. With a disappointing football season, the T-Birds became the only Division I team in Utah that will not play in the postseason game this year. Over to the U of U. With the title of the Pac-12 South, the University of Utah will play Northwestern in the Holiday Bowl on December 31st. After a tough loss the other day to the University of Washington, the Utes look forward to ending the season with a statement. Here you're looking at some of the highlights as the Utes actually had a huge defensive stop, coming up with an interception thrown by Browning in the first half. Later in the game, the kicker for the Utes would hit a 53-yard field goal that barely squeaks in, tying the game at 3-3. Look how close it is to the uprights. Tie game going into halftime. And here we see that Jason Shelley throws an unfortunate interception, which would actually be returned for a touchdown. Now this would be the only touchdown scored the entire game, as neither offense would put up anything more than a field goal. The Utes do have a big field goal block right here, but that would be where it ends. The U would go on to lose 10-3. Now going over to the Cougars, the BYU Cougars will play in the Idaho Potato Bowl as they take on Western Michigan on December 21st, while the Utah State Aggies will play in the Albuquerque Bowl on December 15th as they face Northern Texas. Over to the NBA, the Utah Jazz look to improve their record as they take on the San Antonio Spurs tonight. After a heartbreaking loss this past Sunday in Miami, the Jazz currently sit at 14th in the West with a record of 11-13. The Jazz also made recent NBA news with the addition of sharpshooter Kyle Korver. Korver already previously played with the Jazz from 2007 to 2010. In a trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Jazz acquired Korver for longtime Jazzman Alec Burks. In his return to Utah, Korver posted an impressive 14 points off the bench in Charlotte last week. For many Jazz fans, saying goodbye to Alec Burks was sad. However, Burks has already made his presence known in Cleveland as he scored the game-winning shot in Brooklyn just last night. The Jazz have one of the toughest December schedules in the NBA, but hope to continue to improve with the addition of Korver and the hot hand of Donovan Mitchell. Tune in tonight at 7 o'clock to see them take on Coach Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. And that's all I've got for you guys today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Hey, thanks so much, Cade. You know, it's interesting, the Jazz is Utah's only professional sports team.
Yeah, so I was asking you about that. So that's our only professional, and then we do have a minor league baseball.
We do have minor league baseball, the Salt Lake Bees, and they just added a new football team for a new league, the American Alliance of Football. And there's only about 8 teams, I think, in that league currently. There's one out of Arizona, California, a couple in Houston, and then I think a couple more in the East. So we are the Salt Lake Stallions for that football league. But a lot of people associate, just because we're close to Denver, that a lot of Utahns are Denver Bronco fans, which couldn't be farther from the truth.
That's true. I'm a Patriots fan.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the update, Cade.
We'll be right back.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello again, ladies. Is your man the kind of man who would climb the height? I'm in a tight head.
Nice pants.
Get off my horse.
Tie-dad.
Beautiful. Like a tie-dye.
Sarah? Sarah!
It's a tie-dye.
Yeah, just just your typical Super Bowl car ad, right?
Or a hilarious beer ad.
Or whatever ad this is.
Whatever.
But it's a Tide ad.
What? It's a Tide ad.
What makes it a Tide ad?
There are no stains. Look at those clean clothes. What else would this be an ad for?
Diamonds?
A gift that lasts for no. Tide.
It's time for a cold refreshment.
Tide ad.
Fall into the sleep of
No. Tide. No. Tide ad. Extreme.
No. Tide.
Tide!
Meet the all-new.
No, it's a Tide ad. Tide.
So, does this make every Super Bowl ad a Tide ad?
I think it does. Watch and see.
Our team here at SUTVNews premiered our documentary last night. Our reporter, Marina Pedros, has the story.
SUTVNews premiered their documentary Running for Hope December 3rd in the Great Hall to an audience of more than 400 individuals.
Life is hard, and sometimes you just have to, grit through the pain and just make the most of it.
The documentary follows 3 SU runners, Scott L. Wyatt, Johnny O, and Bill Hayborn, in the Grand to Grand race, working to raise money for a new childcare center.
I loved being involved with the students who were filming. I loved being involved with the runners from around the world, 22 different countries. I loved seeing this landscape that's in our backyard with all of these people from around the world who are watching it for the first time, experiencing it for the first time.
After the documentary, a Q&A session was held for audience members to interview the production crew, the runners, and finally, the steering committee for the new childcare center.
The great news is I graduated, I did it, I made it, I finished.
So you're never alone. You know, we want to work with you, we want to support you in this, whatever field of study you choose. And we are here. We're there for you guys.
The documentary will be shared online in a few weeks. For SUTVNews, I'm Marina Pedros.
You know, Cade brought to my attention, I need to retract a statement. So the Jazz is not the only professional team. Real Salt Lake is also an MLS team, and I love soccer. I played it in high school, so I don't know how I forgot about that.
It's okay. But the premiere last night, I thought it went pretty well. What do you guys think?
Oh, absolutely.
I think it went really well. We actually had Race and I had the opportunity to be the MCs, which was really, really awesome.
That's awesome.
That was really
I
great.
personally thought there was a really great turnout. They had to put more chairs up, so.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And how about Johnny O singing impromptu in the middle of the premiere?
Definitely a great night.
Bringing lots of energy during the premiere. It was absolutely.
Definitely. Well, thanks for tuning in. That's all we've got for you today. I'm Kate Higbee.
I'm Zach Adams.
I'm Kyra Cook.
And I'm Race Knutson. We leave you tonight with the highlights from the Grand to Grand Ultra Race.